Hi, my name is Leonard Munson, the psychic astrologer. My website is readingsbyleonardtmunson.net. The weekly overview: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. From September the 19th to the 26th, 2024. This is a collective reading, so take what you need and leave the rest. Let's talk about what have you learned in the final days of the sun in Virgo and the full harvest moon and the lunar eclipse. Okay? Cancer, your solar sun is in the third house. The third house is Gemini. Its ruling planet is Mercury. Gemini deals with all forms of transportation, communication, mechanical things, short distance traveling, siblings, public speaking, writing, publishing, investigation, research, etc. The sun in Virgo, and Mercury is the ruling planet of Virgo, along with Gemini. So it deals with health, work, and service to others. It also deals with doing things in a methodical way, figures, organization, daily routine, and business. It also deals with making a decision, getting out of your head, stop being overcritical. Okay? Now, when the sun was in Virgo and Mercury was retrograding in it, you had issues with your stomach, issues with the lower intestine and the large intestine. So there was issues of bloating, there were issues of constipation, there was issues with holding the things that you should not hold in your solar plex instead of releasing it. You also had issues with your job, being overworked, looking for another job, unappreciative. Some of you found one. Also, some of you went back to school or prepared to go back to school to increase your markability. Okay? Then you had issues with making decisions, letting things pile up, avoiding decisions that you had to do about your health. Some of you had to do some research about your health, whether you were going to go the medical way, where they're going to give you a lot of chemicals to resolve this issue, or you're going to go into the natural way, herbalist, a naturopath, or herbs, to eliminate this stuff completely and not doing the chemical parts of the industry that was just masking the symptoms and not dealing with the issue itself. Now with the full moon, harvest moon, and the partial lunar eclipse, this has to do with emotional issues what you're a part of. Okay? It had to do with issues that had connected with your home, family, security, and children, and women. So some of you might have a sudden increase in child support. Some of you might have to look for a place to stay, or there was an increase in that area and you had decided, I gotta get out of here. I gotta plan to have me a home. Some of you had issues dealing with communication with a woman or women in your life and your children. And it could have been a separation, it could have been a divorce, and issues with that. That's what I'm picking up. With the lunar eclipse, these issues came to a head. Lunar eclipse and the full moon bringing it to the head. So you had to release this. So there was a lot of stress upon you at this time, Cancer. Also, there was issues about things that was hidden in these scenarios that came up that made you angry. So you had to correct that. You couldn't use that anger in a negative way, but in a positive way. Okay, the next sign is Scorpio. Scorpio, your solar sun is in the 11th house. 11th house is Aquarius. Its ruling plane is Uranus retrograding in Virgo. In Taurus. Okay? So there were some issues here when the sun was in Virgo and it was retrograding, issues about your work, love, finances, and possessions. Some of you might have been behind in your rent or your mortgage and you had to get things together. You may have to borrow money to get that straightened out, Scorpio. The sun in Virgo deals with health, work, and service to others. It also deals with doing things in a methodical way. It deals with figures. It also deals with things organized. So some of you might have been so disorganized that you had to organize yourself better, Scorpio, than what you had. And then you had to make decisions that you would not make before. So these decisions was kind of forced upon you. So you had to make a decision. Some of you might had changed your job, or I feel that some of you might have got a second job too, because there was finances here that was really blowing out of proportion. Now with the full moon, harvest moon, and the lunar eclipse, issues that connected with issues of emotions, children, home, family, security, issues that you didn't know anything about. So there could have been a spouse, girlfriend, or whatever, spending money and hiding it from you. You didn't know anything about it. So you had to release this anger and get things back on track, Scorpio. Also, there was issue about homes. You might have to do some repairs in your home, or you had to double pay a mortgage or rent because the rent or mortgage was not paid. And things was hidden coming to the surface. The next and final sign is Pisces. Pisces, your solar sun, was in the 7th house. The 7th house is Libra. Its ruling planet is Venus, the goddess of love, finances, of work and possession, balancing all partnerships and relationships, creativity, divine direction, open enemies, the house of spiritual blessings, diplomacy, diplomat, decisions, indecisions, others, and legal situation. The sun in Virgo represents health, work, and service to others. It also represents making a decision. Stop being overcritical. Make a decision and move forward. It deals with things to do in a methodical way. It deals with things of numbers, figures, organizing. Something was very disorganizing, dealing with issues that has to do with everyday routine and everyday business. So when the sun is in Virgo and Mercury is retrograding, issues about money. This could have been child support, spouse support. It could have something to do with palimony, alimony, in those sense. Issues also about health, particularly your small intestine, your pancreas, your colon, your gut, bloating, gas, issues that had to be directed and corrected, but you were not directing it. So I also pick up that these Pisces issues about overwork, too much work on you, and then they're going to try to put more work on you, and you said you couldn't deal with it. Issues about if you was a supervisor, manager, your employees under you giving you hard time, work that they should have done, information they should have brought in months ago, etc. Now, when the full harvest moon and partial lunar eclipse of the moon, again, emotional issues connected to relationship, connected to your roots, your family, your home, your security, and women. Things that was hidden from you coming to the surface. Releasing these things. Also releasing and looking for a way out of issues that you had nothing to do with. Also issues about home. Looking for another home or looking for another place to stay. Or planning to move. Or planning to get another home. I'm getting these issues here. So these were the things that was affecting you when the sun was in Virgo, when Mercury is retrograding, the full